Hey guys, how you going? Okay, let's get into this. I've got a chicken coop on the way. Okay, I've ordered a chicken coop. I've got it on the way, and I'm going to get a runner for them as well to make it big enough to have a couple of chickens. So there you go. Good stuff. Anyway, I said, can anyone else hear the oh, there's a weird twang in his voice. It's very exaggerated sometimes. It actually distracted me from what he was saying. Meanwhile, I mean, therefore I am, said Bill Gates is worried about QAnon and the free availability of information. Now listen to this. Honestly, let me know if you can hear it.
Worried are you by developments at Twitter and in general the potential of social media to drive polarisation and division and crazy ideas and conspiracy theories?
Well, the digital availability of information should be...
Did you hear that? Information? I don't know how he said that, but geez, that was funny. Listen, he'll say it again.
A positive thing for democracy. You know, I can go and read any bill in the Congress. I can go look at who voted how on that bill. I can go and look at the Medicare budget and see, okay, when is it going to go bankrupt? And okay, what are the various ideas about fixing that? So the free availability of information.
He did it again. Information. Oh dear. Okay, anyway, I won't play the whole thing, but you know, he was apparently in Australia, so we're in for it. And he's warned us that there's another virus coming. Oh yeah, of course he has. Old Soldier, oh my god, the mess, said lefties seem to live in a fantasy world. Patricia Carvella said, getting quite a few tweets and messages saying Peter Dutton constructed the crisis in Alice Springs, because Alice Springs apparently at the moment is going off. No, it was Aboriginal people in Alice who told the rest of the country and governments that they did not feel safe. They've been trying to get national attention for months at Ozpol. They're having a huge crisis in Alice Springs right now with the Aboriginal community. There's a lot of violence going on. What had happened was, I believe they had stopped alcohol distribution in Alice Springs around that area, and it quietened down. But our great Prime Minister lifted it, and now it's gotten really violent again. I don't know what's going on. I cannot put my opinion forward too much when I don't know exactly what's going on. Okay. P.W. Hillman said, when this is the level of leadership the socialist unionist excretion can produce, it's no wonder that Australia is heading for the chaotic state the train wreck is heading. Albo's most experienced 23 cabinet members, 10 were employed by unions, 13 ex-parliament staffers, and 0 any experience running a business. Oh, Australia's going down the gurgler. Robert Leroy Parker said climate change alarmist Paul Ehrlich in 1970 stated that the world would end by 1985. Hysterical responses by governments included forced sterilisations and abortions. We need a rational, measured response to climate change, they say, rather than theatrics and hysteria. Look, I am all for fixing the environment, but I do not believe... I believe this happens on its own, okay? Without us. And these people seem to be, to me, they're working for BlackRock, because BlackRock is the biggest boycotter of oil at the moment, because they want planned shortages. The White Rabbit said, arrest this murderer. He has no history of psychic abilities, so this is planning a terror attack on Australians. Liz Churchill said, Bill Gates warns Australia to prepare for the next pandemic, which could be man-made and far more brutal than COVID. Yeah, well, as they said, he's not a psychic, so he's planned it. Who are these other people over here? Who are these people? Okay, who knows? Why did the elite destroy the Georgia Guidestones? Because it's hard to pass off their actions as a mere conspiracy if it's literally written in stone. Maintain humanity under 500 100 million, sorry, in perpetual balance with nature. Now, there are currently nearly 8 billion people on the earth, so how many to get down to 500 million? You need to kill about 7.5 billion people. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Them and their diversity again. Unite humanity with a living new language. Rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. You know, the Georgia Guidestones. Anyway, I asked, can anyone tell me what I did wrong? See, this is what I got banned for on this account here, right? Very interesting. By clicking remove, I didn't remove it, by the way, I left it there. You are removing the content of your tweet and all other edited versions of the tweet and foregoing the option to appeal this violation. I've already appealed it months ago. Please note that the original content will be replaced with a notice stating your tweet is no longer available because it violated Twitter rules. This notice will be accessible via direct URL and via your profile timeline for 14 days. And I tagged Elon in that. Jordan B. Peterson said, oh yeah. Luke Radowski said, what do you think happened here? Tripled obesity rates in one generation. 1987. What have we got? The yellow was 20%. Okay, the blue, the darker blue, it was, wow, less than 10%. Okay. 0 to 10. So over here, there's white on there too. So I don't know what the white stands for, but there you go. In 2003, it went darker blue with a lot of yellow. So is that more than actually? Less than. Oh shit, I can't remember. Oh, it's been so long since I was at school and used this. Okay. Well, we got a lot more here, including at 25%. And then 2021, look at this. It's these top 3 ones. Oh, and no, and one of them, or 2 or 3 of them. A few of them. Okay, sorry guys. Tosca Austin said if lying were an art form, Jean-Pierre, House Republicans are using their narrow majority to force the American people to pay higher gas prices. No, they mentioned, look, okay. This is about the Republicans introducing a, what is a sales tax type thing for about 20 to 25%. But they've put another thing forward to get rid of income tax. Hello? This is just lying by leaving that bit out. Let's listen.
Now, House Republicans are using their narrow majority to force the American people to pay higher gas prices, just as big oil companies are amassing record profits. What's even more alarming is that this is not the only attempt by House Republicans' majority to raise costs on middle class families. House Republicans are also pushing a tax increase on middle class families, an inflation worsening tax cut for the rich, and high prescription drugs. Now House Republicans are using...
She's lying, because they want to get rid of the federal income tax, like income tax, you know. TD says aligns with the Biden corruption. Free-thinking chick said, you don't say government corruption. Ukraine, I'm shocked, I tell you. Tuesday, January 24th at 7:33, breaking news. Several top Ukrainian officials were fired amid a ballooning corruption scandal, the biggest upheaval in the government since the war began. So there you go. Nort Pozo said, Mike Pence confirms he did not take classified documents from the White House. But now they're finding out that he said he did.
Did you take any classified documents with you from the White House?
I did not.
Did you see how he answered that? He looked down, he looked away, he took a second. He goes straight away, no, I didn't. He didn't say that. He looked down, he looked around, then he goes, I did not, and nodded yes at the same time. Just check it out again. Ready?
I did not.
Wow. Constitution said Monsanto owes almost $1 billion from lawsuits. I'm curious how long and if these people will ever collect. 82 million verdict in latest PCB trial, ruling against the disgraced company will award damages to children, parents and teachers who suffered brain damage. Breaking: Monsanto just lost a massive $82 million case in Seattle after a jury found it poisoned teachers and children in school. Monsanto has now lost 5 of 6 trials on the same issue and owes close to $1 billion. Why corporations hate juries. That's why they'd rather have just a judge, because they can pay that judge, you know. The investigative examiner said this is by far the most frightening thing the WEF has put out. Let's have a listen.
We are probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens, because in the coming generations, we will learn how to engineer bodies and brains and minds. Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Now, why is data so important? It's important because we've reached the point when we can hack not just computers, we can hack human beings and other organisms. Now, what do you need in order to hack a human being? You need 2 things. You need a lot of computing power, and you need a lot of data, especially biometric data. But control of data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms,
He said it, digital dictatorships. He also used the word masters. So they think they are masters, what, of the universe? Okay, let's continue.
elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud. These are the new driving forces of evolution. And at the same time, science may enable life, after being confined for 4 billion years to the limited realm of organic compounds, science may enable life to break out into the inorganic realm.
If they can hack you, they can turn you off. That's all I'm going to say about that. Here's the 2-year follow-up. Check it out. Second attempt. This clip is just as frightening as the other one. The WF didn't think about the possible response when hiring Yuval. They didn't think anyone would see this.
In the coming decades, AI and biotechnology will give us godlike abilities to re-engineer life and even to create completely new life forms.
He thinks he's God. Oh.
After 4 billion years of organic life shaped by natural selection, we are about to enter a new era of inorganic life shaped by intelligent design. Our intelligent design is going to be the new driving force of the evolution of life. And in using our new divine powers of creation, we might make mistakes on a cosmic scale. In particular, governments, corporations, and armies are likely to use technology to enhance human skills that they need, like intelligence and discipline, while neglecting other human skills, like compassion, artistic sensitivity, and spirituality.
Yeah, that's what they'd love to do. These people are insane. Cauldron Pool said the protest has been named Pell Go to Hell, transsexual Marxist organisation to protest Pell's funeral. He was actually found innocent in a court of law, and the media were after him, and that's, I know a lot of people, you know, want said that he's guilty? I am not sure. Okay, because, yeah, now, look, transsexual Marxist organisation is going after him for his funeral, by the way. Tosca Austin said leftist terrorism is ablaze with hate and is spun away by the on-call media devoted to the cause of the day. We have more peaceful, fiery protests, apparently. More images from downtown Atlanta after a Cop City protest became a riot. A number of businesses were vandalised and a City of Atlanta Police Department vehicle was set on fire, apparently. So there you go. Yeah, mostly peaceful protests again. And the news are actually calling it that again. Respect Australia National something. Interesting. Tech billionaire Bill Gates has warned Australia to be ready for the next pandemic, which could be man-made and far more brutal. Tech billionaire Bill Gates has warned Australia to be ready for the next pandemic, which could be man-made and far more brutal. Yeah, I'm sure. They're trying to scare everyone again. Tom Fitton said senior FBI official who helped spy on Trump, based in large part on false allegations of Russian collusion from a Russian working for Hillary Clinton, was arrested for allegedly working secretly for a Russian oligarch and other foreign what is that? Oh my goodness, potentates. Wow, okay, Dr. Eli David said how the tide turns. Now it's Biden who gets fact-checked by Twitter. President Biden said House Republicans have proposed a new 23% national sales tax on American families, increasing the prices of everything from groceries and gas to food and medicine. American families need more breathing room, not less. Ready? While the bill does institute a 23% national sales tax, it also eliminates the income tax, payroll tax, and estate tax. So it's actually three things that I didn't, I only said income tax, I think. It also includes a number of refunds and credits in Chapter 2 and further refunds and rebates for families in Chapter 3. Hello, Biden? Get that. Fact checkers, get him. Yeah, I do agree with them. Jan Summers said this. What am I looking at here? Oh. David Brown apparently said the first Australia Day, because we're having a fight about it, whether, it's like your 4th of July, I think. The first Australia Day, I was taught at this at primary school, 26th of January 1949. The Nationality and Citizenship Act is passed. Rather than being identified as subjects of Britain, the Act established Australian citizenship for people who met eligibility requirements. This information was authored by Peter Lee. It should again be taught to all Australians. Below is the correct reason for Australia Day. Australia Day is celebrated on the 26th of January. Here are the facts about Australia Day, but don't expect the media to educate you with these facts, as it's not part of their agenda. 1. Australia Day does not celebrate the arrival of the First Fleet or the invasion of anything. Number 2. Captain Cook did not arrive in Australia on the 26th of January. The landing of Captain Cook in Sydney happened on the 28th of April 1770, not on the 26th of January. Number 3. The First Fleet arrived in Botany Bay on the 18th of January. The 26th was chosen as Australia Day for a very different and important reason. The 26th of January is the day Australians received their independence from British rule. However, Captain Cook's landing was included in Australia Day bicentenary celebrations of 1988, when Sydney-siders decided Captain Cook's landing should become the focus of the Australia Day commemoration. Sadly, the importance of this date for all Australians has begun to fade, and now, a generation later, is all but lost. The media, as usual, is happy to twist the truth for the sake of controversy. Captain Cook didn't land on the 26th of January, so changing the date of any celebration of Captain Cook's landing would not have any impact on Australia Day, but maybe it would clear the way for the truth about Australia Day. Australians of today abhor what was done under British governance to the Aborigines, the Irish, and many other cultures around the world. So after the horror of World War II, we decided to try and fix it. We became our own. On the 26th of January 1949, the Australian nationality came into existence when the Nationality and Citizenship Act 1948 was enacted. That was the day we were first called Australians and allowed to travel with passports as Australians and not British subjects. In 1949, therefore, we all became Australian citizens under the National and Citizenship Act 1948. Before that special date, all people living in Australia, including Aboriginals, were called British subjects and forced to travel on British passports and fight in British wars. This is why we celebrate Australia Day on the 26th of January. This was the day Australians became free to make our own decisions about which wars we would fight and how our citizens would be treated. It was the day we were all declared Australians. So there you go. And they're trying to move Australia Day, remove it. They're calling it Invasion Day. It's not invasion. Sorry. That was, And no one likes what happened. Just and the facts, said Peter Schweizer. Profiles in corruption, how the Biden family got rich. What's notable about the Biden clan is how many family members rode the gravy train to riches on the basis of the name and influence. Schweizer has dug up people beyond Hunter. New York Times best-selling author. Of Clinton Cash. Okay. That most Americans have never heard of. Below the Biden family alleged crooks include, left to right, Joe's brother James. That's who, I thought that was Biden. Son Hunter, son-in-law Howard Crean, brother Frank, and sister Valerie Biden Owens. Lou Dobbs interviewed the author to get a taste of the Biden family business. Dobbs seemed amazed and almost amused by the brazen arrogance of the clan. Schweizer noted how atypical it is for so many family members to be engaged in corruption-based crime. It's remarkable. I mean, the Biden family, you've got 5 family members involved. I call them the Biden 5. They're like the Jackson 5, but they don't sing. It's corruption, and I've never seen this before. We've talked many times, Lou, on your show about corruption involving Democrats, Republicans. Maybe there's one family member, maybe there's 2. I've never run across one that has 5. And on top of the fact that there are 5 involved, it's like a corrupt United Nations. You've got Hunter Biden doing deals in Ukraine, doing deals in China with state actors, corrupt old guards. You've got the brother James, who's with this construction firm that's set up by a family friend. They get the contract to build 100,000 homes in Iraq. They get contracts to do work for the state departments. Then you've got this other brother, Frank, meeting with the Costa Rican president for these energy deals, and of course, he has no background in energy. It just goes on and on. Read more how 5 members of Joe Biden's family got rich through his connections. Political figures have long used their families to rout power and benefits. One particular politician, Joe Biden, emerges as the king of the sweetheart deal. So there you go. I think we know most of this by now. Just and the facts, as a reminder, Joe Biden made tons of money off China, Ukraine while in office. He used son Hunter as middleman. Breitbart Peter Schweizer, president of Government Accountability Institute and senior editor-at-large at Breitbart News, explained how Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's second son, consummated financial relationships with foreign states and oligarchs in China and Ukraine, while his father steered policy towards those 2 countries as vice president. Why were these foreign governments and these foreign corrupt oligarchs stuffing money into Hunter Biden's pocket? Asked Schweizer. That's why I have called for Hunter Biden to testify before a Senate committee. Schweizer has repeatedly advised the Senate to call on Hunter Biden to testify about the origins and nature of his financial relationships with the government of China via the state-owned Bank of China and Ukrainian energy company Burisma Holdings. As of this article's publication, CNN has made no mention of the Bohai Harvest RST, an equity firm founded by Hunter Biden and Christopher Hines, the stepson of former Secretary of State John Kerry. The firm secured $1.5 billion in state funding from China. Why was Hunter Biden stuffing his pockets with foreign money? Asked Schweizer. From every place from Ukraine to China. We've got money coming from Kazakh oligarchs. What was he being paid for? I think we can all agree people are not stuffing money into his pocket out of the kindness of their hearts. They're expecting, wanting, and I think getting something in return. Schweizer said it's a very simple question. There's no evasion here. What are you being paid to do? What were you being paid to do? How did these deals come about? The fact that you're doing deals in China and Ukraine, which are precisely the countries that your father, as vice president, is point person on, is a very alarming thing that needs to be looked into. The lack of interest in investigating possible corruption by Joe Biden's monetization of political influence reflects political and partisan biases on the part of the news media and government, estimated Schweizer. There is very little interest in actual deals that were consummated by the Biden family while he was vice president, noted Schweizer. They have deals, they got money, they got paid. Joe Biden was steering policy. It's flabbergasting to me. Have a good one. Bye.